There it is. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Mike Thompson. Welcome to the stream. Very excited today. Big day today. Got a lot to do, and wanted to kick off by telling you guys that if you're not already, you're going to want to head over to YouTube after this, or wherever you're watching this, right? Like, go to YouTube. Subscribe to Stylist League, because tomorrow we have our first guest. It's going to be on for the next sessions, and I can announce who it is today on the stream. So let me just, rather than telling you, why don't I show you? Boom! Redbeard, you guys. We got the one and only Matt Thorpe. Redbeard will be joining the league tomorrow. So we're going to have Danny Bradley, myself, and now special guest Redbeard will be on. He's going to choose the topic. We've already chosen. I'll make it seem like a surprise. We'll tell you tomorrow. And we're going to be sculpting and continuing our thing. All right. So let me bring this back over here. Move this. I want to do like a little reveal deal. All right, so let's see what's up in the chat. Nightbot starting early, starting real early with that spam. What's up, Radic and Rakesh, and Chris is in the house. What is up? Chris is one of my mentees. Uglesaf, what's up? Jamie, thank you. All right, so working on Cyclops, if you guys didn't know. And last night I was like, all right, I need to figure out his costume, because I kind of been beating around the bush on this thing. So I started sketching around. I like the old school Cyclops that has his head covered, like the old cartoon one from the X-Men, but also Jim Lee's gear was always cool to me. So I'm kind of going off of the two of these things, and I came up with this. All right, so just sketched over my last sculpt last night. Sammy, what's up, man? Sammy's also a student of mine. What's going on, dude? Thank you. So yeah, got my gear on here. This is what I'm going to be working on today. I have a blue version and a black version. Kind of like the black version feels a little more MCU to me, but I'll be doing both. What's up, Blenderman? MJ, what's good? Wilfred says hello, hi. So yeah, if I move this out of the way here, let's move this out of the way. You can see that I got started. I actually stayed up all night last night, which was crazy because I knew I was streaming today. It made no sense. But I was excited about this. So I started working on the gear. If I come back over here and turn on the base, you can see it's starting to get there. And I have my optic blast in here too. A lot of stuff, right? So he's gonna be doing his thing. But boots very rough, gloves very rough. Everything is just kind of comped in, and I started the pants yesterday. Still got to figure out knee pads and tighten this up a little bit, but it is kind of getting there, kind of. Anyway, let's see. Joba. Thanks, man. Thank you. Hey, hello. Hi. Okay. Yeah, black for the win. Always bet on black. Let's close up this. And let's go to... Now, this is kind of unruly here, all of these groups that I have for the pants. I ended up watching the Daniel Bell video again. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm contractually obligated to mention Daniel Bell as my all-time hero every stream. It's just what it is. But I watched his video again last night on making, he made a shoe, and it was for his Wacom video, and that was kind of how he broke things into the groups and inflated them and got this you know, like this piping and stuff like that. Personally, the piping I think is going to be a problem for me. I'll probably have to redo it because, and part of the reason I don't really use panel loops is I don't like the fact that when I move them, there's gaps, and I do a lot of moving after the fact. So you can see that one of these legs is looking all right. The other one is kind of wonky right now. All right. What's up, Abel? Argentina, Elvis Soul, what's up? Black and yellow, black and yellow. That's right, that killer bees. So let's come over here and I'm going to solo this out so you can kind of see what's going on. A few different panels, some that go in and some that kind of stick out. This is the first time I've done it this way, so we can kind of learn it together. You know what I mean? This is Daniel's go-to, and I'm looking at his Captain America behind the camera. It looks awesome. Oh, before I get into this though, let's do this. All right. Another reason why I'm excited today, two things happening, right? Hey, Mari Cat. Two things happening. I will mention one. I got, late last week, I got a package, something that I worked on. If you notice the title of my illustration, or my title of my thing here, it's illustration by way of sculpture. I'm an illustrator. I use Sculpture and ZBrush to help me out with that. But I was fortunate enough to do something for a magazine out of Monaco. So let me just switch to this screen. All right. And it's a luxury magazine, which is dope. So if we kind of look at this here, make this higher. I did this cover, and it's Lewis Hamilton, F1 racer, and so I was pretty excited about that. Let me see, you can get some light on it. And they gave me a dope feature. Like I told them I'd do it for free. It's like a super luxury magazine. First page is a yacht, so I mean, what does that tell you? But I thought I'd share this with you guys. They gave me this dope feature, like several pages. And that's why this is the icon for the thumbnail this week. You guys saw the bishop if you have been in here before, some of the Civil War stuff that I did back in the day, and a little more of my work. But the article's online. Thought I would share, and also show off my new document camera, which I'm a fan of. All right, enough about that. Let's get to work. Thanks, Frost. Thank you, Slug. All right, so what I did to get these panels, first of all, is I went and used my sketch and started kind of drawing on the surface of my dude. So if you come over here, you can see these black lines, and that's just kind of where I wanted to cut this up. So I think what I'll do before I start messing with the legs is let's get the upper body figured out. Let's just solo this. There you go. And you see I made poly groups from it, and that's how I was able to do the method that you just saw. Thanks, MJ. Stylist lead, absolutely. All right, so let's do this. I'm just going to do it the way that I did before. I'm going to hide everything else. I don't have the back figured out, so let's do that real quick. Just figure out what I'll do this back. And I am looking at other reference just to see what other people did, in addition to like these compression suits that people work out in. I thought these were pretty fresh. This is kind of the look that I'm going for his gear. So just Just need to figure out what I'm gonna do with the back. You know what? I'm just gonna shoot from the hip. Yeah. Some of these things, like this Quicksilver, had some cool cut lines. I like that. So let's do it. AO work. I'm good. How are you? Thank you. Did you see polygroup it? Yeah, totally. Yeah. I've had I'm okay at polygroup it. I'm not very adept, so I don't really. There's stuff in here that I should be using that would make life easier, but I have not been using it. I'm like sculpting the fabric on here instead of using the fabric tool. Somebody who's doing something for Pixologic, I'm sure that they would rather I use the tools. I don't always have the best results. If you guys have been keeping up with Stylist League, Danny and I were working on classic monsters, but doing a mashup. So he's working on Baba Yaga and mixed it with Nicki Minaj. So I think he's got Nicki Minaj Yaga, something like that. And I've got Frankenstein mashed up with Lil Wayne. So I have Lil Frayne. If you have seen me posting on the Pixo page group, rather, that's what that is. You're probably like, what is he doing? That's what that is. Just kind of following the contour of his muscles. As I sculpted the detail, it's kind of a shame if I didn't keep some of this in here when I made the groups. Large X onto the back. Yeah. I could do that. Put a target on his back. I could do that, MJ. Yeah. Nice to see you too, man. Do you pose your model and sculpt, or sculpt and pose? How do you do it? So yeah, no doubt. I put it in kind of a relaxed pose first, and then what I usually do is break symmetry pretty early and start posing details. So this Cyclops has I don't know, I think this is like my 4th or 5th video for him, but I did him completely, 90% in the ZBrush live streams. So if you go to my YouTube, which is above, and I have a section, and you can see the entire process, pretty much, most of the process. Down around. Oh. It's a little confusing. Okay, wait, that line is supposed to be there. That's supposed to connect. Bottom. This connects. Inside it. You can see I still need to sculpt the fingers and everything. It's all loose. But I'm doing the gloves, so I was like, you know, why not just kind of split them off, and then I can detail those without getting expensive on my what can I think? Topology. That's the word I was looking for. Is there an inside? There's not an inside to this. No. Alright, bugging. Just made that up. That's good. I'm doing great as well. Nice. ZBrush Live Sculpt Off Call for Artists. Okay, actually that's not spam. That's actually Pixologic. When we start seeing stuff about how I can refinance my car, that's probably not Pixologic. Any chance you start selling any of these lovely models with 3D printing? So I don't sell my STL files. I have been printing my own stuff, so you can see this is like the scale of this Hulk that I'm working on, and part of his arm here that I did a paint test on. So he's big. He's a big dude. But yeah, as you can see behind me, I have my Anycubic resin printer there that I haven't even used yet, and I have my resin printer. I'm sorry, my filament printer on the floor. So I do this stuff myself. Let's go back. I'm not going to forget this time. Chris, do you know how to combine multiple nanomesh indexes into one subtool? I'm making eyelashes, several things. Not off the top, but join us tomorrow. That sounds like something that Danny or Bradley might know, Chris. So check us out tomorrow night and ask them if you can. Such a shame. I've been following you for quite some time. Wish you would start selling them. Yeah, sorry about that, man. That Hulk is gonna look dope. I do have one for sale. I'm sorry, I misspoke. If you go to my, what's a site that has the 3D stuff? I have my Black Dynamite on one of those. In fact, if you go to my ArtStation, let's see, artstation.com. Yeah, if you go to my ArtStation, I have a Black Dynamite, which is up for sale, and I'll probably be posting my Danny Rand, Iron Fist, and what else? What's the other one? Luke Cage too at some point. I just haven't done it yet. That comes around. I don't know what that's doing. I do want to cut this here. I'm glad I did most of this last night, because it's one of those things where I kind of need to concentrate to figure out what I'm doing. But it's almost done here, so it's all good. I can figure out an X on his back, and it's not a bad idea. Good thing about this is I just draw these lines out, and I'm really only using them as a guide. So if they get, you know, kind of messy or whatever, it's okay, because I'm not keeping them. X actually is a good excuse to define the lower back. So that might need to go somewhere. Just bring it into. Am I getting that second? If I need to erase, I can just kind of eyedrop the color on him, fix it. Gumroad. No, it's so on my Gumroad I'm selling my tutorial, but yeah, go to the art station. It's damn it, what's it called? My friend Brad sells stuff on there all the time. 3D. It's got a blue logo on white. I can't think of the name of it. Don't know what the name of it is. Who just subscribed? Thanks for the subscribe, whoever that is. Yellow outfit sick. Thank you. Lee, what's up? Good idea. Yeah, yeah. You don't have to worry about messing up your mesh. Thanks, man. Hey, Mike. Awesome to catch you live. Have you been? Yeah. Is there a particular reason why you do so many projects simultaneously? Yeah, I got. So the Stylist League thing is. We do that every Friday, and it's one of those deals where we want to show the entire process. So you can tune into us, and even when you don't see the stuff we do on off camera, we upload. I don't like how that looks. We upload time lapses of it, so that's why I'm working on that. Then I work on client work. So I just finished up a couple of things for Sideshow and some paintings. I'm just doing a lot of stuff, and then I got my own. I have my own. I can't think today. The thing that everybody's excited about. NFT. I got my own NFT project. Jeez Louise, man. I think I need some water. Keep busy. Gotta stay busy. And of course, like the Cyclops is just, I need something to work on when I'm doing stuff for Pixologic. So, like, all right, let me just start a new project. The great thing is I'm getting faster because I am working on so many things at one time. That actually looks pretty cool. Good idea, MJ. Happy trails. Yes, sir. Sketchfab. No, not Sketchfab. Sketchfab? Maybe it is Sketchfab. Hold on a sec. Sketchfab. Yes, that's what it is. If you go to my Sketchfab, I have Black Dynamite for sale as a STL, so you can download and print that if you so desire. All that plus mentoring and teaching. Yeah. Oh gosh, I forgot about the teaching. So yeah, classes for CG Spectrum and then mentoring for whoever wants it. It's a lot of stuff when you say it like that. That doesn't connect in the same place. See, this is where it gets a little hectic, right? Because that X would have to hit here, and that's not right. So I'm not going to sweat it. it is what it is. I just want to make it look cool. So technically, it's not going to match up exactly. All right, so hopefully I can make it through this process again. I was pausing the video that Daniel Bell was doing as I was working on it, just so I could remember what he was doing. But let's see if we can duplicate it. Change to a matte cap that'll help me see this. That'd probably help. Black color. There you go. Much better. Side it goes up and over and it keeps going. Is it for sale? What you talking about? Juan. Sean. Hey, Mike. Hey, Sean. Dino. Hey, is it Sketchfab? Yes. All that plus meant I already did that. Let's see. How do you study anatomy? Yours looks really good. Thank you. I have a lot of kind of tools to help out. Right. So like these guys. I have a ton of books. So let's switch over here, and I've got books that I use. I love this document camera, by the way, with you guys. It's great. I have like a giant dude here that there's a statue. It's anatomy tool statue. In addition to, you know, photographic reference and pictures of people and stuff like that. So it's a lot of practice. Lot of practice. Famous by, there you go. That's what I was looking for. By followers. That's not Pixologic, I don't think. Started sculpting next day. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm trying to be like Daniel and Eric Sosa and so many other guys, you know, Joe Mena. Just like a ton of people who are killing it, who I'm a fan of. In addition to, you know, guys like Redbeard who do more stylized stuff. You know, I love all that. So black. Okay, so now I think I can start to chop this up. What if I take this panel here and run it like that? Scope just like this. Yeah, so I can go like that. Wonky, but you know, whatever. On the back, that cuts over and up. All right, close enough. Yeah, split the pecs. Yeah. And then let's just finish this out. Don't know exactly what's happening to the arm. Let's see. Well, let's start making some of these groups anyway. I can do that at least. So let's see. All right, so the way that I did mine was with the mask lasso and the lasso tool to get these groups. They don't have to be perfect, but it helps if they're fairly close to the shape there. Cool. Oh, another thing I'm going to do is do like a screen grab of what I have so far so that if somebody's coming in the room, they can not be like, yo, this is boring, and leave. So let's get rid of the base. I swear I had all this stuff in a group. Guess I didn't. Turn off the base. Turn off the blast. Turn off these things. I'm going to work on all of this stuff today, finally, get back to it. Boots aren't done, so I'm not going to show them. This. Okay. Hide this, the head, and the visor. Turn the visor off. Gloves. All right. So there you go. So now we have kind of what I'll be doing with the upper body. Make this smaller. All right, I'm gonna turn my light up too because it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing here. Hey, thanks, Tufan. I started sculpting. They thought I missed that part. Gamers, please tell me I made a head. And baked normal map. When I add it to Substance Painter and low poly, I get artifacts. How to fix it? So you are going to want to mess around with your projection distances. And it's like slight changes. Just so you guys know, I'm no substance guru. I did a little something that I started that if it wasn't for, you know, Bradley and Danny, I would have never been able to figure this out. But I got some good bakes on my little frame. Let's move this and put this. I guess I make it fill up the whole thing and then move this over here. So I was able to get some decent bakes. I haven't started painting anything yet. This is all just the AO, and I use the monster skin for that. But I got a lot to learn. So if you want to know substance, I would say join us tomorrow for Stylus League, and just go to YouTube, do a search for. Let's put this over here. Go to youtube.com/Stylus League, and then you can ask Danny and Bradley, and they'll be able to hook you up. All right, that's not my expertise yet, not my field of expertise. How did you unwrap little frame? So for him, everything was done in ZBrush, and the so like if let's load it, go tools, come up here, Stylus League, whip, ZBrush. All right, so for this, let's see, I'll turn off solo. Let's get this light turned down. It's crazy now, it's too high. What? Oh, turn it on. Turning on the light helps you guys. Pro tip. All right. So for him, if I step all the way up to the top and look at it, select his body first. And let's turn off the color. Let's get rid of these legs. All right. So you can see it's got a lot of detail on it, like the skin, pores, and all that good stuff. Even got the bling in his mouth. And if I step down, let's solo this, go to the lowest sub D level. So this is my lowest sub D level, and he is comprised of UDEMs. So that was something that actually his body was done in Maya. Right, so I separated it. Actually, Bradley separated it for me into UDEMs in Maya and gave me the body. But for stuff that is kind of quick and dirty, like this hair, this was all done in here. And if I go down to the lowest sub D level and go to my UV map and morph, looks like this. And I was even able to move the stuff around. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. I can even move the stuff around while I'm making, excuse me, the UVs, right? So that is, that's that. And I would do something similar for this guy if I was going to take him into substance, which I don't think I am at this point. Probably just going to print him. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I bought substance, so. Actually, you can't buy substance anymore, you guys. I'm renting substance like everyone else. I have this whole pet peeve about not being able to buy my software. Kind of bugs me, but now I'm renting it like everybody else. Another thing that helps is if I have my lazy mouse turned on for my selection. Normally I don't like having it on, but for something like this, it's helpful to get some nice clean lines. Maybe if I change to a shader like, let's go to sketch shade. There you go. Now I can see it a little easier. You got to be careful because it's easy to undo what you've already done. Making selection this way. Masking. I keep saying making selections. I mean masking. So that's some of it. I'm going to group what I have here, and then I can start kind of peeling things out of it as well. So let's group that. Okay. Now I can start to clean up this pink part here. So now I can group this. Because I already have his lower body figured out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone this guy. And then I will delete all the stuff that I don't really need because it's kind of just in the way. I think I have lower subdivision levels. Let's see. Yeah, I do. I hate what I just did because that softened up my selection and I don't want that. So instead what I'll do is I'll delete lower first. Then I don't have to worry about having my polygroups all screwed up. I can polish them, which I will do, but for now I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to delete hidden, and then just kind of keep doing my thing. Mike May, thank you. Very cool, thank you. Confused, how? You got the body. Did you say Danny retoppled it in my... Yeah, so actually I took the body that I had sculpted and it had, I didn't mess with the original the original mesh. It had a mesh that was already kind of, you know, UV friendly, and then I passed that off to Bradley, and he split it into multiple UDIMs. So if we were to look at those, the head has its own UDIM, the torso has you know, its own thing, and then arms, legs, etc. So I can get more definition, right? So if I come over here and go to like this, so here and make it big, you can see like all of this definition is kept because I have the multiple UDIMs instead of cramming it all onto one UV tile. And then here's another joint right here, just to kind of let you know this is the layout for just the head. You see it kept a lot of the detail, so that's pretty sweet. All right, but yeah, this is all stuff that's perfect for you know, coming in the stream tomorrow and talking to us about it, because we can actually show you, right? We can get into substance and show you the process instead of talking about it. We can be about it. This. Another thing that's nice about the stream tomorrow night is we're kind of software agnostic. We were talking to Redbeard about that the other day, and you know, it's not like we're tied to any particular application. So if you have a workflow that isn't necessarily in ZBrush at the time, maybe you sculpted it and then wanted to send it to another app, you know, I can't really bounce out of ZBrush and get into other stuff here, but I can do it over there, you know, so it's pretty dope. All right, and every time I make a group, I just hide the piece, and then it helps me to see what I'm doing. Let's get that other peck while I'm at it. Oh no, did I delete? Deleted too much. All right, how am I gonna do this? I'm going to go back to this dude. I do want the rest of his torso. That was kind of a dummy move. Let's just copy this. Copy. Over here and paste. Now I split all this stuff off anyway. After I, actually no, I don't. It's not good. Wait, okay, let me back up here. Back up. Read the whole thing. It's like with Nothing done. All right, screw that. I'm not doing that all over again. All right, I'll just do that piece separately. Make sure when you're deleting things that you have a plan. You know what I'm saying? And group it. Okay, so how did you unroll? Did you study anatomy by sculpting or study? It's so good, thank you. Just kind of doing it. I showed in my last stream what I was doing like 5 years ago, and it was pretty much terrible. So it's just a lot of practice. That's all that is, just practice. But I have been drawing all my life, so you know, it's not like I'm starting from complete scratch. Drawing and painting. This part. John Benjamin, thank you, thank you. Udem's display one. No, you can do UDEMs in other applications. What's that one that everybody uses now? RISM, I think. You can do them in there. I'm pretty sure. Like that's really not, that's not my thing. So I don't want to kind of speak out of turn. But yeah, you don't have to have Maya to do UDEMs. You can probably do them in Blender. I mean, being honest, I think you can. I think you can. I don't know. And then there's one that I bought and never use. 3D Coat probably does UDEMs too. Max, you know. So that's like that. Let's come over here, see what we got. So it's starting to get there. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do everything except for his abdomen on this piece, and then I'll just do the abdomen on the other one that I didn't chop up. So let's grab these two pieces and group it as one, and I can get this neck here. Yeah, so anybody who isn't like really familiar with my background, I didn't come from a gaming background, or I mean I played games, but I'm not like, I never learned to sculpt in service of doing gaming stuff, you know. I'm an illustrator, and I also sculpt, you know, for clients now, but that's very recent, you know, like I usually just do movie posters or toy packaging, that kind of thing. So sculpting is relatively new to me. I've only been doing it for maybe 6 years. And so, you know, when it comes to making UVs and laying out really good topology and all that stuff, I'm like, okay, but I'm learning it like everybody else right now. I kind of sculpt for statues, so it doesn't have to be great. Topo, anyway. Okay, so I can hide this. Well, actually, no, let me cut out the top part of the neck. So this part isn't exciting to look at, but once it's done, you know, it gets kind of cool, because that's when we can, you know, hop into doing some inflating and polygrouping, not polygrouping, panel looping and group loops, and you can get the thing that is to the right here. Oh, let's get my reference back up here too. So if you're just coming in, this is what I'm going for. I sketched over my just body and came up with this layout for my dude. So this is kind of what I'm trying to achieve now. Okay, let's group that part. So now I can hide that, and I can hide that. Okay, I'm missing is the back piece here. That. Don't need this piece because I cut it in half anyway. So I'll just hide that. Let's figure out his head real quick. So the head is just going to have a couple of cut lines on the side there. Okay. Just to get the middle piece. Target. But yeah, if you guys like this, you know, and dig the process, and you want to know more, hit me on Instagram in a private chat, like Chris and Sammy did, and I can set up a mentoring schedule for you. Kind of teach you on your own, like your own pace, so you're not kind of in a class where you feel like you are worried about, you know, being at a certain level or anything like that. Kind of go as we go. The face is going to cover that part, so I don't really care what that looks like. I'll just group that, hide it, and let's see, for this head, what do I have? I got this piece here. Let's group this. Hide that. Okay, so let's look at my groups now. Getting there, we're getting there. That X got messed up. Let me see, is it on the other one? Yes, it is. Cool. No, you know what? I think I have all the X. Let's do the X part. I'm not going to spoil it, but I saw the finale of Loki, and man, oh man, I was not expecting for that to be as good as it was. That was pretty dope. So now I'm excited over, you know, I say this all the time. I was talking about with Danny and Bradley the other day, but you know, every time I think Kevin Feige can't do something, he like straight up sets me straight. You know what I mean? Like, I was not looking for Loki, and it ended up being one of my favorite things. Go figure. But I don't know who's seen it, so don't spoil it if you guys are in here and you dug it. Hey Mike, when I try using masking feature, using Wacom for some reason is soft and not sharp. But if I do it with the mouse, it's a dark mask. I'm wondering if you're smoothing it after you mask it. If you tap on the mesh, it smooths it. Maybe you're accidentally tapping the mesh, because that would do it. But it should be the same mask that you're getting with a mouse. I'd have to see what you're talking about. Kind of. What does it do? That goes all the way up and around like that. So that means I want the shoulder part here. I think I want all of this. This part. And I think this part. Let's see. No, not that part. I don't want this. This can get confusing for me anyway, but I think this is right. Cut this off here. All right, so now I'm going to mask this. Not mask this, make a polygroup out of this. If you, other thing too, if you dig this process and you want to see me do something from the beginning to the end, on Gumroad and on ArtStation, I have my anti-venom, which was what you saw in the the pre-show image, and you get to see the entire thing from the beginning to the end. Oh man, I'm losing my voice. Yeah, you see the whole process from start to finish, and there is I speak over the entire thing and kind of tell you what I'm doing, so you're not left out in the dark. All right, so now I'm going to group that, and let's see what we have now. Got the X, shoulders. Oh, that cuts up and over. Okay, I see what that is. That goes up and around. Is that the X? See, this is the thing. It makes a polygroup that is a slight shade different than the thing that it's next to every time. So it gets a little confusing. But I'm going to chop this part off here. Let's do this. See? Green on green. Okay, that I can see. That cuts up and over, lets me see that I'm missing something here. So let's grab this part. And now I can get the shoulder piece. If you're having a hard time seeing the mesh, turn on double. That helps me out a lot. so that's why I can see the inside and the outside of the mesh. Like I use it so much, I keep it on my UI. All right, that goes around there. Let's cut out the bicep. Let's get this piece I just had and just messed up. Back. This is where, in small areas, this is where the lazy mouse thing can kind of come back and bite you. So let me turn this off, and now I can just go in and get this piece. Oh, come on. Turn it off. Now I can come in and just get this piece without having to worry about dragging it out far enough. Get too much stuff on my screen is what I got. Let me move this over here. Let's move this here. That's purple. That goes over there. That goes down. This whole thing should be purple. Together. Selection. Let me just group this thing that's selected. All right, now I can get the purple part fixed. That part goes up and over, and then that kind of goes there and it stops. Okay. All right. So what I'll do now is I'll kind of show you what I did, and then I can pick up the pieces that I'm missing later on, right? This is not super exciting to watch, I don't think. Straggling pieces that I'm missing here. So having this drawing on is like, there's no way I could have done this without a drawing. I'm just letting you know. Especially with it being out of symmetry, like, no way. But luckily I was able to keep the line drawing on there. All right, now I want this part here. This is one thing. That's blue part is not. Okay. So maybe what I'll do now is just worry about the chest, and then I'll get the rest of it later. I just don't feel like doing all of these right now. It's a lot. But I am going to clean this up a little bit. Let's save it. IR Sculpts, what's up, man? Dexter, what's up? All right, I missed a bunch of stuff here. Why don't you use polygroup it? I don't, I mean, polygroup it probably would be fast as hell. I feel like I have some open areas here. I should have used polygroup it. That would have been perfect for polygroup it. All right, how about this? We'll try it. See if I can get a decent selection. Do it on this one. Watch, I have the whole thing done in 2 seconds. Let's see. Now, I don't need the legs because they're done, so I'm going to delete those. Delete lower, delete hidden. All right, let's give polygroup a shot. I didn't finish all these lines, and they're not all super clean, so I feel like it's not going to be. Plus, oh, I know why I didn't do it. I want the polygroups to butt up against each other, like nice and clean, and I don't want the center line in there. Let me just, here, I'm just gonna finish doing it this way. Jan comes in here making sense. Don't come in here making sense. I got a plan. Let me stick to my plan. Thanks, Chris. Hey, Mike, try using this. Okay, I did that already. Hey, Mike, are you polishing? Oops, last one. I will be doing that shortly. Pose and then posing and posing. Yeah, no, I pose and then make the clothes. I also rhyme and rap part-time. Oh my gosh, I'm killing it, you guys. Thanks, Zara. All right, let's come over here and look at this. And might as well just get these last couple ones on the arm since I've done this already. So I'm gonna let that just be part of it. That. Now these rogue polygons can be a problem because when I go in and smooth by, you know, do the polish by features and polish by groups, it's going to see those and it's going to want to do a whole, you know, like a whole different polish. And especially when I'm doing ZBrush topo, it can get kind of messy. So I don't want to do that. These are supposed to be one thing. This. All right, so just fixing some of these areas. And then what I can do is I can go and do a save state. And now I can polish by features with an open circle and clean it up. So this is the start of what I want to do here. And I can just kind of keep it going. But what I'll do here is I'll polish by groups also. Open up this, polish by groups. Now see, it starts to get really smooth, but what I can do is project the details back. So come over here to subtool, project all, project history rather. And it brings back the details for me. Right, but it keeps those lines nice and crisp between the polygroups. So that's how I got these pants. The beginnings of how I got the pants. So let's keep getting these parts of the arm here. Hide it. Oh, come on. The whole thing was grouped. And this piece comes down and wraps around. So let's get that. I didn't draw on how this is going to terminate, but maybe what I'll do is I'm going to do this. Something like this. This is where the brush comes in handy, so let me switch to my brush. Mask pen. This piece isn't supposed to be on there at all. Maybe something like this. Decent group. That's the other thing about polygroup, like I'm trying to figure this out or polygroup it rather. I'm kind of figuring this out as I go. So there's parts of it that still need to be kind of just planned out. Hey Mike, are you polishing? Yes, thanks, Ola. What is that on the cursor? You talking about the thing that looks like the I know. Hold on one second. Let me fix this. Turn off my screen. Turn on ZBrush. So now the cursor should be right. There's some weird thing. I'm using a Cintiq 32, and there's a weird thing where it kind of turns your cursor into what looks like this barcode almost. So that's what that was. All right, let's look at these groups. So that's not terrible. Okay, so now I just need to kind of do what I did for this arm for the other arm. Right? I have both. That's cool. I'll give him an elbow, like a cover, maybe, like a hard cover. Yeah. So I'll make that after the fact. And all right, so let me get this arm figured out. Get rid of this, and this. Again, it did the thing where it gave two of the groups the same color. Did it? Am I bugging? Nope. Did it again. Don't do that, man. So this arm is going to be this. I just want to be able to see what I did all the way around it, so I'm just going to make some copies here. Okay, let me get the other one. And I know I got crap everywhere. Don't judge me. Don't you judge me. Okay, I'm gonna group this part and this part, these two. Come on. Ugh. So if you grab the select rectangle, the select rect, you don't get that problem. With the select lasso, for whatever reason, it wants to grab a poly loop if you click on the loop itself, so it can just kind of be a pain. Yeah, look at that. Same color. These are two separate poly groups, the head and the arm. But they're close to each other, so why not make them the exact same color? This is like, I love ZBrush, don't get me wrong. It's my favorite application. For real, like my favorite application. It's just that one thing where It's almost like when you buy a Mercedes or like a really super expensive car, and there's one feature about it that you're just like, come on, man. You know, but it's a dope car, so what are you gonna do, complain about it? No, you're gonna drive it. So that's what I do. Okay. Having said that, please fix this thing. Okay. All right, so now I can finish this arm. I don't need the shoulder piece. I don't need this, 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 I want this. All right. All right, let's group that, hide that. Chizerks, thank you. If you press Control plus Shift plus E, your mask selection will pop up. It will become its own polygroup and give you really sharp edges. Control, Shift, and E, as opposed to just doing the Control W, Control Shift E. Let's see that. I'm gonna try it. I'll try that for $1. Control Shift E. Okay. Control Shift E. What you talking about, Willis? Control Shift E. Does everything have to be visible? It looks like it, you know what it's doing? It's giving it an edge loop in addition to giving it a polygroup. That's why it's so sharp. Okay, noted, thank you. That's like if I needed to save a step, I would do it that way. What's the key command to make it so that it's not the same polygroup color as the thing right next to it? Just kidding. All right, that's cool. Now I can get these two, and let's wrap this thing up. Cool. Okay. I feel like these should be the same thing. Yeah. Okay. That, and then it does a thing where it goes around the arm, so that's what I need to see. Let's get that part. Maybe I'll draw it because it's a little complicated. So this part goes down around. And then on the inside of the arm, it cuts over and down. over. I'll use this big brush. Cut over. And then down. That part goes up. Oh, it's confusing. It's up and around the outside of the arm. And where does it go? Oh, I don't know where it goes. This is what happens when you make overly complicated cut lines. That part goes up and under. I'm just going to leave it like this. That's fine. That's fine. I'm bugging. Thanks, Dexter. Leave that like that. This goes down. This part is there. And then I'll just have them both kind of run into the arm. It's down. It's down. Okay. Perfect. All right, so I'm just going to say this is right. If it is right, but it's close. And then I'll cut off the hand here. Glove is going to be covering that up anyway. All right, so that's approved. It's back. Now I can do my smooth deal again. That goes up and over, goes up and over. The ADHD is kicking in hard, you guys. That doesn't go over the elbow. It goes under the elbow. All right, I don't care. I don't care. All right, let's make a this. And now do the polish. And project history. Polish by groups, project history. All right, good enough. Now his chest I'm gonna have to do again because I chopped it, but I have enough to get started here and kind of get it looking like the legs. So I'll get back over to this one. Can't shader anymore. Quick save this. Awesome things. I'm gonna stay home. All right. Okay. So now solo this guy out. It's pretty clean. So now I'm gonna try to remember what I did last night / this morning. Full disclosure, I pulled an all-nighter and went to bed at 8 a.m. and got up at 10. So I'm a little loopy right now, but we're gonna give this a shot. And I'm gonna have some coffee. Okay. So what did we do? First, he closed the holes. Close the holes. Right. Then we did the polish deal, which we already did. I'm going to do it again and project again. Right. Okay. Then I believe we went into geometry and edge loop, and then group loops. Now, what was the number used? I think it was 4. So, all right. So I'm gonna make a copy of this in case I screw it up. I already made a copy. No, this is the old one. Just drop this down. Make a copy. Soloed. All right, group loops. Let's try. See what happens. Yeah. All right. So that group loop is everything. That's what's going to give us the piping on this thing, and it looks pretty clean. So now what I can do is I can. What did he do next? I think he isolated the group loop, the center loop. Seriously? Okay, isolate that. Make sure I don't have a loop that's missing. Yeah, I do. Come on. I think you do the inflate at this point. So now I take this whole thing. No, I know what it is. All right. This part, shrink. Okay. Mask. Bring back the deal and invert it. And then we do an inflate under deformation. Light inflate, not a big one. A little bit of an inflate. Okay, like that. Hard to see. Let me hide the mask. Masking and hide the mask. So it's still masked. Oh, the other thing too, you know what? Let's do this. Before I do any of that, I'm gonna get rid of these lines because it's just gonna make it hard to see what I'm doing. So I'll just fill it with a color I can see. Maybe like this pink color. I want something bright. Color fill. All right, I'm definitely going to be able to see it now. So come back over to the poly groups. Grab this. It got them both. I just want the center one. Mask. Show everything and then invert the mask. Let's hide the mask now. Okay, now I can go over to my deformation and inflate a little bit. Okay, and then do it again. Inflate one more time. Is that how you did it? Inflate. Was it inflate twice? Oh, you know what? I think I'm supposed to have both poly groups. Let's try it again. So now, mask this. Yeah, oh crap. All right, undo it. Just mask this. Okay. Mask everything, bring back my group here, and now I can inflate. Tools go. Okay. Tools are gone. So inflate just a little bit. That, and then do it again. Yeah. All right. Okay. And by he, I mean Daniel Bell. I was watching his video, so shout out to Daniel Bell. This is his technique, not mine. Now I see something that I didn't do right. Undo. Actually, undo. You get all the way back before I did my poly groups here. So now I want the forearm and the hand to be one thing. Yeah. Okay. So now I can do it all over again. All right, so if you missed it, let's do it again. Going to go to edge loop, geometry, then go under panel loops, or sorry, group loops, panel loops, group loops. And then hit group loops with, I have 4 on the loops and polish is at 50. Right? So now that gave me my, did it do it right this time? Yeah, all right. They're just the same color. Oh my God. All right, come on, man. I swear. All right, I'm not gonna say anything else. All right, so that's one loop. If I grow it, there's our other loop, which is cool, right? And you can see it looks like this. And now I will mask. Oops, I don't want mRGB. I want this. Now I'll mask this. Okay, and invert the mask. Okay, I got my color still. All right, fill it with a color. There, that's color. Now, you know what I lost is all of my detail. So let's come back up to this guy. And we project that back onto this dude here. Project. Okay, so now it's not as mushy, I don't think. Color, no. Yeah. All right, slightly less mushy. It's also, I'm gonna divide this. I'm gonna divide this one more time. I don't mind that it's got a high, topology here. And now I'll project it. So, history. Crisp. I guess, oh, wait a minute. No, this is the one. I knew I was not tripping. Okay, this is the one that has the detail. So let me copy this. Copy that. Now I'll project back. This one. And let me mask the bottom because that's different than the other mesh. Project history, and this should get the detail out. Okay, there you go. I can do the deal again where I just mask the bottom here. I can smooth that out a little bit. Okay. Get rid of my paint because I don't need it. Much better. That's the detail I was looking for. I thought it got really soft and I'd forgotten that I smoothed it out. This is why it's good to keep to make duplicates of whatever you're working on. More about grouping and workflow. Anubis, Hall, hey Mike T, thanks for live. Hardware question: how much memory are you working with in your computer? And how much CPU are you currently using for ZBrush? So if I go to my task manager and I go to performance, like I'm not really using anything, right? Because the ZBrush doesn't really take advantage of your GPU. For my memory, I've got 128 gigs. You don't need that to run ZBrush, but I use other stuff that needs a lot, and that's my specs. All right, let's see what else is going on. Insane Pixel, do you ever do models where you have a character with a couple of different expressions or mask variation? Yeah, so for my Hulk, right now I've got the I've got the regular green Hulk, but I'm actually gonna do a I was going to say Rick Ross, Thaddeus, General Ross, Red Hulk version of him, and I was thinking about doing maybe a what is his name? The awesome Hulk. What's his name? Something Cho? Amadeus Cho. I was thinking about doing a version of him as well. Little head swaps. Great for the piping of the suit. Raptors. Alias, you set this command to be off. Does not exist. Okay, that's Nightbot. Why am I listening to Nightbot? All right. So now if I come back to my polygroups, everything is the way that I wanted it there. Looks good. I can solo out the piping and grow it to that second level. You see the bottom is real jacked up. That's because when we projected back, it was trying to project the part of the model that's no longer there. So that's all going to get deleted anyway. This is the only thing I don't like about this workflow, is because these... I wonder if I can make this thicker, actually. I don't think I... all right, we're going to inflate it, but I generally like to draw my own piping. It's nowhere near this complicated, though. And, I mean, who am I to argue with Daniel Bell? So, let's mask this. Right, invert the mask. And now I'll do it again. Go to deformation. Inflate it just a little bit. Okay, come back over, zoom in. More. Okay. Now what happens if you try to just inflate it a ton right off the top is it looks like this. Like if we just inflate it, it does this thing where it kind of pulls in on itself and gets all jacked up. So you don't want to do that. Inflate it just a little bit. and then inflate it some more. And then that'll kind of bring it out and give you that thing. I wonder what happened if you hit inflate balloon. Yeah, you don't want that. That's ugly. Alright, so you do regular inflate twice. Alright, so that's cool. See, the bottom looks like garbage, but that's okay. Alright, so now at this point, what we can do is... What did he do next? We have groups now. So what we can do, let's take this whole thing. I'm gonna need this bottom part of him, so let me separate that off, the parts that I'm missing. That's gotta go. This part I messed up. Subtool. Yeah, I need that. So basically those two parts, the back part is fine. So let's get rid of the serratus. Ah, it goes all the way into the arms. Damn it. Of course it does. Wasn't going to be easy. How am I going to do this? Dag, how am I going to do this? Alright, that's going to be a problem, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. So let's grab my lasso and I'll just get rid of this piping that I don't need. That back is trash for the piping, so let's kind of get rid of this as well. I can't keep that anyway. This whole part is going to have to be redone again. It's just, there's no two ways around it. That bottom part is it's no bueno. So let's get rid of that. Of that. This, no, we don't want that. We do want to keep this part. Oh wait, this part's okay. Auto group. So I'm gonna keep this. Look, everything's green. Unbelievable, man. Auto group. Bear with me. Auto group. So the only part I'm getting rid of is the chest, the abdomen rather, and I'll leave the serratus alone. I do want to get rid of this loop on the bottom because it's all jacked up. So let's just chop it off here. God. Just getting upset. You know, it's because the lazy mouse is on. I keep forgetting that now by default the selection tools have the lazy mouse on. I fear change, so let's just leave it at that. Okay, cool. So that's the part that I want to get rid of. So I'm going to get rid of this part, and I'm going to get rid of this part and the base. Everything else is cool. Pretty much. Turn off double. Right? Now, with the legs, we go back to the legs. Here's the one. Yeah. All right. So with the legs, I just did some polishing by features, and that got rid of all of my tooling marks, right? Because I didn't go in and smooth anything on the sculpt itself. So if I go back to my lighting, let's make it brighter so we can see what's happening. Not that bright, that's crazy. Actually, let's turn off the color, make it easier to see. So we have that, and now we have this. So now what I can do is I can start to smooth it a little bit. So let's polish by features just a little bit. There you go. I can always come back in and sculpt in some more of those details, but for now, get it looking like this. Right? And I'm going to do a select the piping one more time. I didn't delete the stuff that was hidden. We delete this here, delete hidden. Gotta go to lowest subdy level. Step down, delete hidden. There you go. And actually, I may not. Yeah, I don't. Do I need that? Yeah, okay. I'm going to delete everything above this because I'm just going to be sculpting details back in here anyway. So I'll delete higher. So now it took me from 1 point something million down to 283K as far as the points. And now I can start to do things like separate these things and, you know, make them look better than they do. What I did do on the other leg is I grabbed the, I'm going to do a divide here. Right, so I'm back to that 1.3, but, or 1.1, but I have some more geo that I can play around with as far as smoothing goes. There you go. All right, so I'm going to group this whole thing. This was that other step that Daniel did that I kind of forgot about. All right, so I grouped the piping, and now let's look at it. See, this is where you kind of run into some issues from time to time. Is like I have these areas here that, you know, don't look great, right? If I had drawn the piping out myself, that wouldn't be an issue. But I think that with the Sculptris Pro, I can probably fix that on the back end. Right, turn on double so I can just see what I'm working with here. And now I'm going to take the thing that I just grouped and I'm going to go back to geometry and here, what did he do? He did another group loops thing, but I have multiple subdivisions, so let's do this. Step down, delete higher, delete higher. Now I'm going to grab this and I'm going to group loop. Did that do what I wanted to do? Group loop. I don't think that's right. Did he do an edge loop? Maybe he did an edge loop. All right, so I added an edge loop to it. I think that's what it was. And I'm going to mask this and then flip the mask. And now I'll do, now I'll inflate it. And it should become a little more like piping and less like this shape. Yeah, like that. You know what I'm saying? There you go. That's a little better. I want to try to make sure that I have it a similar size to what's on the rest of the body, which I do. The loops are they're pretty straight. I mean, there's parts I can go in and clean up. And I'll just use the move tool for that. The only thing about it is everything that isn't this loop here is its own separate piece. And when you're moving stuff around, you just run the risk of opening up holes. And if I'm making a print, obviously, I don't want that. You know, so maybe I'll just grab everything at once and try to get a cleaner, you know, line. So there's another step that I need to do that's going to give me a couple more steps that are going to give me the panel look, because like right now it just looks like I have, you know, piping on this guy and that's it. You look at the legs, it looks like there are parts that are puffy and parts that are inset, and that's exactly what I did. You know, some of those parts are inflated. The parts that are inset, I did a negative inflate. No, I didn't. I did a panel loop on the parts that aren't, that are pushed in, and then I sculpted on top the wrinkles, and that sells it. That gives you the look that you want. Yeah, Insane Pixel. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, but yes, I saw Black Widow. It's all right. Saw Thor, I mean not Thor, Loki, and it was fantastic. Black Widow was about what I expected. It wasn't a bad movie, but you know, it wasn't a great movie. As far as Marvel movies go, I like Marvel movies. So just clean up some of these spots. Now under his arm. See, where it gets to be a problem is when the piping gets too close to itself, like to another piece. It's really hard to move it around without messing it up. I have a feeling once I do this a bit, I'll get a little more confident at it, and you know, it'll be easier. Maybe I'll holler at Daniel and ask him if he has any, you know, more tips to keep it clean, because I'm looking at my Captain America and it is like razor clean, you know. Razors aren't clean. That was a terrible analogy. It's Soap clean? Came here for sculpting, not for the analogies, you guys, for the words, as it were. All right. Get it kind of close. And I'm going to, at this point, do another like history save state and polish by feature again. Maybe I'll close the holes this time and see what that looks like. I just want to soften it up a little bit. Or maybe I don't have to do any more. Yeah, I do. Okay, I'm going to divide this. That should soften it a little bit. Now delete the lower. All right, so it's pretty high, but it's all right. So now I can do a polish by features. There you go. It's starting to get a little more like it. Okay. It's better. And then areas that need to be smoothed, I'm just going. I'm probably going to end up going in and sculpting on top of this some more. But at the end of the day, I know that I want it to look like my concept art, which is this piece. If you're just coming in. Oh, you can't see it. You can't see anything because I'm on the ZBrush screen. All right, so this is the toss-up. You either get the whack-looking cursor or you only get ZBrush. You can't see the comments. You can't see my pure ref. So I'm going to go back to my screen. There you go. So now my cursor is going to be jacked up. Just letting you know. Don't tell me that. But you get to see everything else that I have going on. So yeah, there's the concept art that I'm trying to go for, and so I want it to be a little cleaner than it is. I think I'm gonna do like a hard surfacey thing on his shoulder too, probably, which is easy enough now that I have that panel by itself. But I like the shape of his delt, so I don't want to mess it up too much. And then in areas where the piping gets too thin, it's its own group, so I can just grab my inflate and I can just kind of inflate it and then smooth it if it gets too thick. Right? That's what I did for the legs. And you can get something that's uniform. It's timely. I mean, not timely. It's time consuming, but it gives you a more uniform look, which is what I want. Ha! It's a uniform. See what I did there? All right. Good night, everybody. No one, really? Thank you, IR. Let me show you how to get some of this padding here. And again, this is not my technique. This is Daniel Bell. I just stayed up all night working on it so I can do it today and not look silly. But as soon as I get this looking a little better, I'll do one. It's kind of what I want. Okay, so let's say we want to, now what I did notice about this is by going in and inflating these pieces, the volumes get bigger than I want. So like Cyclops is starting to look really thick in the legs, and everybody knows he's a sucker, that he's not Diesel like that. Did I say that out loud? No, he's not, he's no Wolverine. You know what I'm saying? Come on. So maybe what I'll do first is I'll go in and just move these things around, and then I'll do the inflate, right? Because already he's starting to look a little thick. Now the problem with this is, of course, I just got rid of my lower subdivision levels. So I gotta be careful, or else it's gonna start to look gross. It's the reason why I normally like to keep my low subd levels at all times. And if any of these parts do get a little lumpy, what I can do is I can just kind of isolate it, because they're all their own group, and smooth it. The only thing you got to be careful about is if you get too close to the border, it will start to pull those corners in, and then you're left with a gap, right? So like if I were to move this, there's a gap there. Oh, but you know what? Not a big deal, because it's only the, oh, that's good. Wait a minute, why is it not? Oh, okay. When I did this last night, they were split into parts. Let's see something. Maybe I did, instead of, I had something turned on that splits them into parts. I can't remember what it is. I rarely use panel loops and group loops, but I know that there's one that splits it, and that's not what I want. So if you can do it without splitting them, then you won. It's clear that you're cheating sculpting with that glorious mustache. How can I come into how can I carve an even grid pattern like on Hellraiser's face? Oh, I would use an alpha and just drag it out over the face. It'll project down on, but you want it to wrap around. Did you do that? You could. It'd be time consuming, but you could use the slice curve and do it, but you want it to be even. So probably what you're going to want to do is have some good topology on it, and then you can project that pattern on there and use that to as like if you were doing a texture, you know, like that's one way. Anybody else know, like somebody else answer that, because that's a good question. Also, help this person out because they gave me a shout out on the mustache, and I spent a lot of time on my mustache, so thank you. Thanks, Sedgehammer. How do you do the piping? Chris, that's what I've been doing. So after this is over, just go back and watch the video and you'll see the whole deal. That's what I just did it. The prep and the prep is it's kind of time consuming, but it pays off. Like any video or tips on how to do armors like Roman Empire type of armor. So I'm thinking that you could do it similar to what I'm doing here, and then you would go in and you know, use alphas to scribe in the filigree and stuff like that, you know, because they always have like the nice, you know, filigree on the armor and stuff, you know, the detailing. You could just use alphas for that. So what I could do here, right, like if I like this, the way that Daniel was doing it is if I, let's say I dig this and I want to take this part and like in my video, I want to apply a texture to it. In my video? In my reference picture. Oh man, this is what happens when you stay up all night and you are an old dude like me. Oh, my birthday's tomorrow, by the way, you guys. I will be in the stream with the guys, but just thought I'd say that. Hey, wow, fast! Thank you, thank you. All right. Yeah, MJ, thank you, thank you. Yeah, you guys got to be there for the stream tomorrow. So now what I could do is I could go and thanks, Lucas. I could go and grab a texture, maybe a noise pattern, like say, like say, I want a noise pattern. I want an alpha. Don't I want alpha? See if this works. And see, this is kind of, it's kind of fresh actually. But you see how it applied it there? That was damn. That was better than I expected. I wasn't expecting it to do that. I like that. Do they have the one that I want? So this is my thing. If they have this, then it's game over, man. Thanks, MJ. Thank you, Raul. Shine. Thanks, man. Thank you, guys. All right. It was shameless how I did that and threw it in there, but you know, it is what it is. I wonder if I can do this without the color. Let's see. Is this gonna do it? I'd have to rotate it, but you know what? That's completely how I'm gonna do that texture in there. I was wondering how, but that's just a texture. Wait, let me stop tripping. That's not, there's no height to that. That's just noise. I think, let's see. Let's do this one. Oh no. Tool, off color. Oh no, it's now what it's doing, it's projecting, right? Like I would need UVs for it to really look good. The way Daniel does his is he'll grab his brush. So let's say I have my standard brush, and let's say I had a drag rec, and then I grabbed an alpha that looked like the texture that I want, right? So maybe let's just say it's this one, right? It's not, but whatever. And then he just kind of drags it out and it fills that space. So, and he repeats it. So then that way he doesn't have to worry about his UVs or anything like that. And then doing a noise, because normally what I would do is I would have good UVs, and then I would use my noise maker to do it, and get that texture in there. Like, this is a quick and dirty way. And he has all these alphas that look, you know, like the cloth and everything, which look great. So let's see if I go to my alphas, go to my, maybe in here I have something that looks like what I want. Nope. Boulders that go nowhere. Yeah, it's bummed. This is what happens when I upgrade ZBrush over and over again, and I don't know where the things are that I'm dragging in, like they're just all these dead links. I do have one for clothing. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, so if I were to grab one that I want, but maybe I can do something techy like this one or something. I think that's gonna, yeah, I knew it was gonna put it in as a texture. Let me see if I can do something with alpha. What is that number? This is way. Bear with me for a second, guys. This is. I want a texture. I want the alpha. So import. All right, I'm gonna make a quick, like a shortcut of this, so I don't have to keep doing it over and over again. Quick access, yes. Okay. Here, alphas. All right, so then I can go to fabric textile, patterns, and then I can grab, what do we say? Let's do this one. All right, so then the way that he did it was he just kind of dragged this out and then, you know, did another one or whatever and try to line them up. That's kind of good UVs and using surface noise is going to save a lot of time and it'll be way cleaner. So I would just do that. All right. Anyway, let's see what I miss here. Thanks for all the birthday wishes, you guys. For the Hellraiser mask, you can use an alpha on a UV unwrapped mask and then deflate the... Yep. Oh, nanomesh too. Oh yeah, nanomesh. Oh, the only thing is my polygons aren't very good, so I'd have to ZRemesh this, or take it into something like Maya, which would be super fast and do some good UVs. Right? It'd probably be faster than doing it in here. But all right, let's get back to this thing. So for the chest now, what I can do is I can isolate the pec, right? Mask it, invert the mask, or actually mask it and then soften the mask. And then invert it and then inflate it is how he does it. What I did that was a little different is while it was inverted, I went to masking and I sharpened it a little bit. Then I went back to deformation, and let me do this. I'm gonna do a. Then under deformation, I inflated it, and I think I did it like 15 or something. Let's type it in. Because I want all of them to be similar. So I'll say 15. Right, and you get something like that. Now the thing about it is, so 15 maybe is... I mean, that looks all right. So the thing of it is when you have color, of course, it's going to be easier to see what's going on. So let's get the reference back up here. Oh man, I plan to make belts and all that today. Sheesh, this takes way too damn long. Maybe I'll just do a couple more and then I'll work on his belt a little bit, like a couple more panels. I just wanted to show you guys what I was biting off Daniel. So now I'm going to take, let's just fill this with color here, like a bluish color for everything. Color fill. Now I'll grab the parts that should be the black part. I think this. All right, then I'll just kind of fill these with color. So now I'm going to take this whole thing, copy it, go back to the one that looks good, which is this one. Let's turn on all the colors here. And I'm going to paste. Okay. Turn space back on. Now, see, because oh no, let me stop. Let's just turn on the parts. All the parts. See, now I'm missing that torso. Obviously, I got to fix that later. But I have his belt. I'm going to throw all of the belt stuff in a folder because that makes sense. So, folder, I'll call this belt stuff. So that's how I roll. Then I'll just start throwing it in. That's what. Gloves. So you can see, like, I haven't even started really sculpting yet, and it looks kind of dope, you know. Just using that panel loop method that I got from Daniel. I'm going to use these same grays that I had before because it makes things easier to see. So let's do that. I will back to this one. Should also group all the stuff that's dark. That way I just have to select it once. I think this part, yes. And this part. Is it this part? Yeah, so. No. I don't know where the other part is. But anyway, that's good. I will group these. Not group, but panel, or yeah, polygroup. Polygroup this stuff. If I ever need to split it apart because it's not joined, I can just hit auto group and it will split it, so I don't have to worry about it. And now I can turn off polypaint. Or polygroups rather, and I can mask, flip the mask. I'm going to use this color that's down here on the legs and fill. All right, and then I'm going to invert the mask and fill with the lighter color. Color, fill. Now I can see what's happening. So if we look at his chest, we see that one of the pecs looks like it has like a panel on it. So let's just do the other one. just because. So I'll isolate that, mask it. I'm going to blur that mask. Just click on it a few times. Then I'm going to sharpen the mask. There's steps, you know, like there's steps that go to this. But I think it's worth it. So sharpen the mask, invert it, go to my deformation, click on it, try not to move it, click on it, and then type in, what did I say, 15, I think? Yeah. And now it looks a little wonky in here. And I'm not sure why. Let's blur this a little bit. Yeah, but it's okay, because what I can do now is I can just move it and smooth it, move and smooth. That's the only thing about this method. It's not an exact science, and these like the piping in here is so thin that it kind of rotates on itself, and it gets to be a little problematic at times. So that's why I usually just draw out my piping, you know, manually, and it takes a long time, but it's crispy. You know what I mean? Like that bishop that you saw that I did, that was all with manual piping, and it looked fantastic. I mean, if I say so myself, it looked amazing. It was the best thing since HBO Max. Just kidding. Just kidding. YouTube is going to go crazy. So then that's kind of okay. It's still little suspect. So let's move this here and maybe do a polish by feature and see what happens. See, I'm going to soften this mask a little bit, because I don't want to affect the edge. I only want to affect what's on the inside of this peck, where it's getting a little bit of wobbly surface. So let's polish. There you go. By masking that edge a little bit and shrinking it, I can respect the borders a little better. All right. So this is what I would do for everything. You know what I mean? Like, let's do the shoulder just because it's a good place to show what it can do. And I would just get both of these shoulders together and do them at once. Mask, sharpen. Okay. And invert, go back and plate. And maybe because these are the shoulders, I will I'll inflate these a little more. So instead of 15, maybe I'll do like 20, 22 and see what this looks like. All right. So now you got them big, puffy, heroic deltoids, y'all. Puffy. And the good thing is now, if I wanted to go and polish by features, I could do a little H polishing, and I could get that hard, you know, paneled kind of a shoulder plate that I was talking about before. Let's polish them a little bit. Actually, let's polish by groups. That doesn't do anything to polish by features. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. That'll do. Okay, and then once I have this, I can go in and I can start sculpting in some, you know, some wrinkles and stuff at the edges. And they're their own groups, which is great. So if I want to, you know, isolate it and then go grab one of my, I made some kind of wrinkle brushes before. So like I could go grab cloth. Get my VDM wrinkles. Select the thing that I want, which is, let's say, this one. And then I could kind of, you know, tap that edge and drag it out. If you guys can see this, it's hard to see. But maybe instead of growing it, instead of doing an additive process, I'll do subtractive. Maybe some will be additive. Just kind of mix it up a little bit. Then it looks a little more pillowy, right? If I wanted that. I don't think that I necessarily want that on the shoulders too much. I don't want it to look like he has pillows on his shoulders, so that's probably something where I would come in and grab my H polish and, you know, kind of just tap it a little bit to try to get more of a hard surfacey kind of a look. It's one of those things where, you know, I would do it for a while until it starts to look pretty good, and then I'm good to go. You know, I can still sculpt on this geometry. It's nice, so I can come in here and build up the areas that are maybe a little low and smooth those out a little, hit them with the H polish, and I can get something that is a little more like an Iron Man shoulder. Oh, if you're looking in my background there, that Iron Man statue was my early birthday present to myself, because it's probably my favorite statue of all time. Next to my Daniel Bell Captain America, this is the dopest statue that I have in my collection. Just so you guys know that. So yeah, I could get something like this, and then I can come in and kind of do some cut lines on it and really make it pop. Maybe grab this part here and raise it up a little bit. Move tool. I think hard surface is the way to go with this. Just kind of place. Let's grab the, what did I do? All right, I'm gonna make a save state. Going to grab my, let's do the happy trails here. This time I'll use subtractive method, and I have my lazy mouse turned on, and then I can grab an alpha. Yes. Let's kind of drag this out. Actually, this is probably where I want one of my chisel brushes. So let's brush, chisel. Chisel. I haven't used those in a long time. Brush, chisel, chisel, shapes. Is this the one? Yeah. Yeah, son, this is the one. All right, let's get this over here. I think these will work. I don't know if they're gonna work. I haven't used chisel in a long time, but let's see. Whoa, that's deep. Let's turn off the color and let's turn down the intensity. like that. Let's maybe make it a little bit more intense. I'll turn that up some. Add on that side. Then I would just kind of duplicate it on the other side. And you can see how the suit starts to come together. Right? Once I get the belts figured out and all that good stuff and the gloves, it's gonna look kind of fresh, I think. Here, let's turn on the base for a sec. The boots are, you know, just started, so they look like trash right now. But you can see I'm starting to get the look of my concept art. You know, maybe for that, let's see, go back here. I want that color on there actually. Let's turn that. Hey, thank you whoever just subscribed to me. I can't see because it's so small. Again. Oh no, don't freeze. Oh no, out of here. Oh, it's going up. Push it into the surface. There you go. All right. Let's see. Nano mesh. Yeah. So I'm gonna, for that texture that goes on the undersuit, I guess the part that's underneath of the blue part here, I will be doing either the nano mesh or I'll be doing like a I'll be doing the surface noise. Either way, I got to make some clean topology because it's hot trash right now. Would you use the extract option using the body masking? Wait. Doing something like this, would you use the extract option using the body masking at all? For what? I'll probably be doing some extracting stuff for the gloves and the boots, definitely. And even the belt. I got like 15 minutes left. I could probably do, I don't think I have enough time to do the belt. But let me answer these questions real quick. What CPU do you have? I have a AMD 9500. Is it 9500? What do I? Hold on a second. I'll tell you. Does it say? Does it say? Does it say? Where do you find your computer specs? I'll just show you guys. Details. I came from the Mac side, so is it control panels? Control panel. System, hardware and sound. System and security. Is it system? I don't know. Where does it tell you where all your specs are? I know it's somewhere in here. Anyone? Oh my gosh, I missed a lot of stuff. All right. Let me know down below. Chris, what's different about the way you do piping? Yeah, Chris, you're gonna have to watch. So this is not really my method. This is Daniel Bell's thing, which, if you look at this video from the beginning, you'll see what I did to get that. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. And in fact, if you want, we can go over it in our next session too. Thanks, Squirrel Modeler. I've been sculpting since what is it now? 6 years. 6 years. Let's get this out of the way. Thank you. Happy birthday tomorrow. Thank you, thank you. What's the belt holding up anyway? Those pants are tight. They're not going anywhere. Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. This suit is a little, you know, whatever. But I love Jim Lee. So I'm going to stick to the plan, man. More of a fanny pack. Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of fanny packs. Just watch Michael Che. Yeah, no, it's funny. Awesome stuff. Can I ask? Are these for commissions from Marvel? You know, these are just some old for fun, and because I need to start using this printer behind me. So I got this brand new Anycubic and the Wash and Cure Plus. Oh, also, anybody interested? I bought the Wash and Cure Plus without ever using my Wash and Cure 2. So I have the box, I got to put it back in, but everything works great. I just wanted the bigger one. So I'll be selling that at a discount. If you're interested, hit me up on any of my social media. Let me know if you're interested. If not, I'll just throw it on like Facebook Marketplace or something. What up, Swaggerific? Thank you. Save before crash. Oh my gosh, yeah, good call. I haven't saved like for 3 hours, I don't think. Checkers is the person. Okay, let's come over here. Save. Yes, save. Insane. When did Cyclops get a Mitra? Yeah, I know. I messed up. I gotta do that part again. I screwed up. He's got some nice abs. They're just not on. Let's turn them on quick. Got some boots. Yeah, look at those killer boots. And there's the old belly. Yeah, so anyway, I wonder, let's see, can I just cut out the stomach? Let's do that. Kinda. Anyway, I don't know. Didn't do what I wanted to do. Let's just cut it off. He's got the belly shirt on. You're gonna have to live with it. Insane. What else is going on? You were in the right place. Task manager. Okay. Let's see. Task manager. It tells you what your CPU is and everything. Details. No. Performance. Where does it tell you what you have? I just see my GPU there. Oh, CPU. There you go. Ryzen 3900, not 95. I'm bugging. 39. I knew there was a 9 in there. 3900X is what I have. Woof, that was a lot. All right. So listen, if you guys are just kind of tuning in now and you are not following the subscribe to the Stylist League on YouTube, we have our first guest tomorrow who will be on for the next 3 or 4 shows. And Redbeard is who we're having on. That's our special guest. He's going to tell us what our topic's going to be. We're going to sculpt whatever he wants us to sculpt because it's his. He's the special guest, and so it'll be Danny and I sculpting along with Redbeard and Bradley in there fielding all the questions that I know we're going to get. All right, so. That is that. Matt Thorpe is a dope dude. We've reached out to people who we're giant fans of, and there's a whole lot more people on our list. But yeah, we're getting Redbeard first. All right. Comics Legend, good to see you too. Was the anti-venom tutorial project a success? Yeah, totally. I got a lot of people who picked that up, and I got a lot of really nice feedback on my anti-venom. If you're interested in that, it's on my Gumroad. Let's see. com/MikeTArtworks, and you can pick it up there still. My entire process for sculpting a character. So yeah, that's it. What is your best sculpt ever? Your own preference? I was going to read that the way you typed it, but I'm not going to do that. Best ever? I got this stuff that's coming out for Sideshow that I can't talk about that I'm so excited for. I got 2 sculpts that I believe are this year. One is definitely this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the other one is too. But man, oh man, I can't wait for you guys to see that. Those are probably my favorite. Let's head to catch, receive. Oh wow, yeah, Lee, man. Catch the archive. Yeah. Thank you for checking it out, Lee. Stylized females, hard surface stuff is exactly what I'm doing. Yeah. Redbeard's a beast at that kind of stuff. I love his style. Like him and Shane Olsen are probably my 2 favorite, like, guys that do stylized work. Midriff works. Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. What up, Trevor? So, in my last 6 minutes, I don't really have time to do anything, but if you have any questions, let me know. This is the direction I'm going for this guy. So this base is going to be some kind of an explosion or something. It's like he's in the danger room or the X-Mansion got blown up. I don't know, man. I'm not great at bases. But if anybody has any ideas for the base, definitely DM me, because I'm not opposed to it. And you know, like, there's only so much you can do. I don't want to steal from these guys, but I kind of am. You know what I mean? Like, everything's been done. I'm not a good base guy. Yeah, definitely hit me up if you have an idea for a good base. All right. Yeah, I think that's kind of it, man. I think we're kind of drawing to a close. I can sculpt in some wrinkles while we're sitting here. Logan's dead body under him. Wow, man, oh man. Griftrix. It's dark, dude. Okay. I was thinking of maybe Xavier's chair kind of turned over and smashed up. You know, like maybe Juggernaut just punched the crap out of Charles and broke his jaw and his chair. Maybe. It is all about that base. Very nicely played, MJ. Too real. A little too soon, I think. It's entirely fantasy. Logan can't die. Well, we saw that he can die. Spoiler. All righty then. I'm gonna flip this and I'm going to give this some thickness. Using ZModeler. Extrude all polygons. All right, just give this a little thickness. Start to figure out what I want to do with this boot. Because it's looking crazy. This leg, I didn't realize this leg was so crazy. You can definitely tell the parts that I didn't get around to yet. Let me bring up the whole thing just in case anybody tunes in and is like, what is this garbage? So there's that. I'm gonna turn it on. Now MJ's got me self-conscious about his little belly shirt. Just want the boot. Where's my boot? There you go. 2 minutes left. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're not already, Stylist League on YouTube. We will be on tomorrow. Every Friday night, the amazing point pusher Danny Williams, myself, and Bradley, ML All Night, are having streams. I think we just had our 12th last week. I'll show you what I'm working on for that. I got this little frame, and the guys helped me get it into tool bag. So now I have something that is looking like this. So it's getting there, right? I got to do all the tattoos and everything. If you're not familiar with this sculpt, this was my mashup of Frankenstein and Lil Wayne. So he needs a skateboard. He needs a grip of tattoos. I do have his bling on his face, and this is low res, but yeah, I gave him gold bolts. He's got, it's hard to see there, but he does have a mouth full of diamonds. So if we look at this bake, no, not this one. We look at, where's the one? Oh, my time's almost up. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, so we look at this. You can see that he does have diamonds in the mouth, and this is I don't know. I want to have a nice render like Danny. Danny has these dope renders, and I have, you know, not so great renders. So that is that's what's going on. All right. So join us tomorrow if you can. It's my birthday. Come on, man. Come on out. And I'll see you next time. That's my time. All right, guys. Take care. Everybody be safe. Look out for the variant, and enjoy the summer. All right. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Peace, everybody.